Good afternoon. During today's oversight hearing, the fourth of this committee's COVID-19 response series, we will examine the pandemic's impact on Native American languages. We will also consider two bills, S.989, the Native American Language Resource Center Act of 2021, and S.1402, the Durban-Feeling Native American Languages Act of 2021. More than 30 years ago, Congress formally rejected past federal policies that tried to silence Native American languages. When we enacted the Native American Languages Act in 1990, the U.S. expressly recognized the inherent rights and freedoms of Native Americans to use their indigenous languages. Since then, Congress has continued to build on the foundation of this law, passing legislation such as the Esther Martinez Native American Languages Preservation Act of 2006 that supported maintenance and revitalization of Native American languages. But the most important work has been done by Native communities themselves at the grassroots level to build their own Native language schools and programs and revitalize their languages and their cultures. These efforts have been transformational. In Hawaii, more than 18,000 people now speak Hawaiian at home, up from just around 2,000 Native Hawaiian language speakers in the 70s. But even with increasing federal support over the last 3 decades, many Native languages are endangered. Then COVID-19 hit. Native language schools had to be suspended in terms of their operations, and efforts to record and document endangered languages came to a halt, and Native language speakers were lost to the virus. Congress responded by including $20 million in dedicated funding to address the pandemic's impact on Native languages in the American Rescue Plan. But while help is here, this committee's work to support Native languages does not stop at COVID-19 recovery. The two bipartisan Native language bills that we have before us today will advance this conversation, improving federal support for culturally based Native language instruction and ensuring Native languages are used and continue to grow and get support. The Native American Language Resource Center Act will authorize funding to establish a national center to share best practices and resources that support Native language use, revitalization, and instruction. The Durban-Feeling Native American Language Act, named after renowned Cherokee linguist and Vietnam veteran who passed away on August 19, 2020, will make the federal government more accountable by setting clear goals and asking for direct input from Native communities about how federal resources can be more effectively managed to support and revitalize Native languages. Before I turn to the Vice Chair, I'd like to extend my aloha to Ms. Laiha, and my thanks to our witnesses for joining us today. I look forward to hearing the unique perspectives of each of you, and I look forward to this conversation. Vice Chair Murkowski.
Thank you, Mr.